YouTube? This is K-Pop Chester with you again with Naruto Manga 601, and it's titled Obito and Madara, I believe. Now, I'll start off with a review of the whole chapter, and then I'll give my insight on it afterwards, as usual, right? I thought it was a pretty good chapter, though. Really good, actually. Let's start things off. In the beginning, we know from the previous chapter Madara came. So, when Madara is on the battlefield, everyone notices Naruto, B, Guy, and Kage and Guy are just like, that Madara? And Naruto's basically like, if he's here, what happened to the others, right? And automatically, we knew that when Madara arrived here, he either beat the Kages or he just got bored and left. In this case, Madara's just like, well, they're probably not okay. In the next panel, you see the 5 Kages pretty much owned. Blood everywhere, ridiculous injuries. You even see the red Kage, all people just bleeding blood. All severe injuries. Tsunade's look pretty severe, though, to be honest. We go to Tsunade, and she summons Katsuyu, and Katsuyu's just like, okay. If you don't know Katsuyu, it's a big slug summon. And Katsuyu's just like, Tsunade, I'll stick your body back together. And if you didn't, I'm not sure if you didn't notice, Tsunade's body got cut in half, I believe. I think it was cut in half. There was a giant tree trunk thing, and Tsunade's upper half was over here, and her bottom half was over here, and this was a tree. So yeah, her body did get cut in half, I believe. Very serious injury. And Tsunade's just like, don't worry about me, get the Kages to where I am. Because all the Kages are everywhere, right? They're all scattered everywhere and owned. So get the Kages to where I am, and I can still save them. Now, I hope Tsunade doesn't die saving the Kages. I mean, it would be nice if all of them could be, healed, all of them. If she has some next healing jutsu thing. I hope she doesn't die, healing all those injuries, in her state especially. Like, body's cut in half, you're going to heal all those people. It's going to take a lot of energy. I hope she doesn't die. That's all I'm saying, because we've seen it happen. We've seen Chiyo revive Gaara by sacrificing her life, blah, 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 blah. Right? So, I hope she doesn't die, because Tsunade is awesome. Keep Tsunade alive. Back to the panel. Be's just like, brother, right? In the next panel, we see Obito basically give his fan back to Madara and say it's yours, right? Technically, it is Madara's fan. Naruto takes off the those rods that are sealing Killer Bee's movements. Takes them off. It's blocked by Madara or Obito, whoever's thinking that was. It's blocked basically, and Madara asks to Obito, "Did you start the project? Right? You already started it." And Obito replies, "Yeah, he did." And Madara's wondering why, because he didn't fully get the QB and the Hachibi, right? And he said he was really hasty, and he's like, no matter, if it's Obito, Madara's just like, if it's Obito, I'm sure you have a plan or something. But in the next panel, you realize, Madara asks where Nagato is, and Obito says he betrayed them because he used the Rinne no Tensei on the village, remember? It's the path that heals. It's the one that revived everyone in the village. Madara's original plan was to get revived by the Rinne Tensei, which I thought. Like, I predicted that from a long time ago. I'm sure a lot of others did, that Madara's original plan was to be revived by the Rinne Tensei, not the Edo Tensei, right? Because, yeah, Edo Tensei, but he escaped anyway, right? So it doesn't really matter, but basically, Naruto charges in, right? He's just like, because Madara's, he's really strong. We know that. So even with the Hachibi and the QB, they're gonna have to pull off some really good combo or something to be able to take off Madara. He's really, really powerful. So anyway, Naruto goes in for the mini Chubi Judama Rasengan thing. Madara basically blocks it with his fan, and then Naruto's like, why didn't it explode? And Madara does something, and he basically just reflects the explosion right back at Naruto and moves him back. And so Madara's like, I'll handle the QB and the Hachibi, and Obito, you handle the other two, which are Kakashi and Guy. And Kakashi's wondering, how did this happen, right? Like, how do you... There's a lot of questions that Kakashi has. He's asking like, how do you know him? Why did you turn out like this? And then the last panel we see a flashback kind of thing of Obito, and he's bandaged up, clearly. His eye that was supposed to have been crushed by the rock is totally fine. Just the body got crushed, but his eye's totally fine. We see that. And Obito, in the flashback, he's like, where am I? Am I dead? And Madara's like, you are in the... what was it? The gap between life or death or something, right? And we see Madara as an old man, which I found kind of funny, that he was an old man, I guess revived in his youth, but whatever. Yeah, that's pretty much the chapter. I actually liked it. It actually provided some insights, right, on his past that we were all looking for. Because in the previous chapters, we were like, how did this happen, right? And Madara helping Obito out, I knew that from the start. Ever since Obito survived from the previous chapters, I was like, okay, he was either rescued by Madara or Zetsu. Both, even. I don't know, but we see Madara, so I'm assuming Madara saved him, I guess. So, yeah, very interesting chapter. I can't wait to see the next part of it, because some stuff we have to see still are obviously their fight over there, Sasuke and Orochimaru's journey to wherever. I'm not sure whether they'll skip this panel and go to the Sasuke Orochimaru slide. I don't think they would, because it just showed the flashback, so they're probably going to still keep on the Obito, Madara, versus the Kyuubi, Hachibi, Guy, and Kakashi. We also have to see how Tsunade and the other Kages are afterward, because they're all torn up. See what happens to Tsunade, especially because she's the one healing them. We're not sure whether it's going to be a very powerful jutsu that requires to risk her life, or if she ends up healing all of them simultaneously, so we'll see that. Overall, I cannot wait for the next chapter. I'm glad it was released a day early, I believe. Thankful for that. So subscribe, like the video, and also I want you guys to comment, right? Comment on what you think the next chapter is going to be about, I want you guys to comment, like, what you think is going to happen in the next chapter, whether it's going to be the Sasuke Orochimaru panel, whether they're going to reveal basically all of the flashback that Obito has, What do you think the next chapter is going to be? So leave that in the comment box below, and I'll see you guys later.